Hello everyone, it's day 4 in Rio and it's been another scorching day. So I've been with Nikki for most of the day. We went to visit the Provedencia favela this morning. We started by leaving the hotel in Flamengo in the early morning, and we met Charles, who is our contact, and he was able to introduce us to Morris, who was going to be showing us around the Provedencia favela. So we got a taxi up to the favela, and then we had a wander up to sort of a rooftop terrace where there was a cafe there, and we had some lunch. There should be a picture on Twitter using the hashtag RioZones if you want to have a look for that picture, and I'll also upload it to the blog entry as well. We had a really good conversation with Charles and Morris about some of the history behind Provedencia. So it's the favela overlooking Porto Maravilha, and just talking about its provenance. So it was considered to be one of the first favelas in Rio, and we had a good conversation with Morris around some of the issues that have been going on from when people first moved there, to some of the issues that are going on now around transport. For example, the cable car is now not in operation, which goes right from the favela down into the port area. So this was in operation during the FIFA Football World Cup in Brazil and during the Rio Olympic Games, and then a few months after the Games it closed down due to a lack of funds. It was a good conversation about those types of issues that are going on. As well as that, we had a discussion on the involvement of CDERP, who I mentioned in an earlier video, and they're the urban development company, and they are commissioned by the Rio government to help with regeneration of particular areas. So we had a good conversation about what their involvement is, and whether they have regular meetings with this organisation. But it was a very fruitful conversation, and we got onto various different topics for like what a favela means to them, how it links to their community life. We just had a wander around the Provedencia area. So we went up to what's called the Yellow House, and this is where artists and educational programs are run for people in Provedencia, but also for famous artists to come and teach some skills to those people living in that area. So it's had very famous musicians visit in recent years, like Madonna. It was very interesting to go inside, and actually I don't think a lot of tourists actually have the opportunity to go inside that particular house, which was great. And we also went up to the top of the house. So I've posted a picture on Twitter, and also posted it on the blog entry as well, so you can see that you can actually go up a ladder to the very top, and there's a banana at the very top of the house, and it gives pretty good views of the rest of Rio, and particularly the ports down below, and various other prominent areas around the city. So that was really interesting to get to have a conversation. We had some fantastic food up at the cafe in Provedencia, and then we headed on back down. I headed on back down to go get the metro and go and visit the National Historical Museum of Brazil. And Nikki and Charles went off to do their other research interviews that they need to continue with. So I was around to go and visit the National Historical Museum of Brazil, just to see if I could speak to somebody, as a senior member, about exactly how the Olympics had again impacted them. Again, what I've found so far with a large number of the cultural institutions that I've approached, they seemingly didn't really have, they haven't had any programs put in place pre, post, or during the Olympic Games in terms of how they can leverage the areas, increase visitor numbers. So that I find that very surprising in terms of it. So it's a very weird thing to find, I suppose, because I expected more organisations to be looking to generate benefits off the back of the Olympic Games, but they didn't have any exhibits around the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, nothing around the culture of particularly the Olympic Games, which was very surprising. So after I left the National Historical Museum of Brazil, I went back into central and downtown area and carried out a few more visits to a few more places, and then eventually went home in the evening to prepare for tomorrow's sessions of interviews. So I'm going to be with Nikki again tomorrow, carrying out a few interviews in a particular area nearby. So I'm hoping to get a few more interviews done. But yeah, I'll keep you updated, and yeah, I'll be posting pretty regularly again on the using the Rio Zones hashtags on Twitter. So if you want to keep updated, you can follow me there. And feel free to subscribe to the blog as well if you want to keep it updated as well. But I'll speak to you tomorrow.